You read the title, and that's right, it's finally time to talk about Spider-Man for the PlayStation 4. This game came out a little over a month ago, and many of you are probably wondering, why didn't I talk about this game sooner? Well, I just beat it, I platinumed it, and let me tell you, this is how you do a superhero game. Now, I've always been a fan of the Batman Arkham series, and I assumed that this was going to be very similar to that, but Insomniac Games, they kind of blew it out of the park. They encompassed the world of Spider-Man, all the lore, the villains, and they kind of added the comedy, the humor, and a little bit of darkness to it. Now, let's talk about the aesthetics first. Spider-Man looks beautiful. Now, many people thought this was going to be, as I mentioned, a lot like the Arkham series and maybe like a GTA, but to me, for some reason, this game felt a lot like Infamous. And I don't know if it's because of all the superpowers and how in Infamous you can kind of glide, and this is very similar with the web swinging. Um, but overall, this game just looks beautiful. They kind of recreated New York City to just look almost like you're in the city yourself. Now the combat in this game is awesome. It's very dodgy. It's very hit and miss in the way where you don't always hit your enemy when you're trying to aim or when you're trying to attack them. What I mean, pretty much you have to keep dodging, and if you do a perfect dodge, what it's called in the game, you'll shoot a web at them. They're kind of open for attack at that point, and you have a lot of different weapons, a lot of different moves you can learn throughout the game as you unlock different skills. And when we're going into that, there's a skill tree basically from like offense to defense and like gadget skills and stuff like that. And pretty much the game itself is just near perfect in my opinion. It plays beautifully, it looks beautiful, the story is there, and the story consists of 3 acts. And many of you would probably think that 3 acts, well, that can't be that long of a game. Well, I think I've just clocked in about 25 hours of this game. I've been playing it nonstop since it started, and with work and all that, I probably would have beat this game probably 2 weeks ago if I had the time off. But this is one game that I didn't feel like I just needed to beat. This was a game I felt like I needed to master. Spider-Man on the PS4, there was just, like, part of me didn't want to beat the game. A part of me just wanted to keep web swinging and just exploring the city, taking pictures of landmarks, doing all the little different factions crimes throughout the city, and I really wanted to earn those trophies. Now, is this a game that someone who isn't really into superhero games should play? And I would say yes. If you're a gamer, if you're into just a good video game, you didn't really have to know much about Spider-Man that isn't pretty much explained within the game. You know the backstory, bit by radioactive spider, can do all these like superpowers and stuff now. But pretty much you meet the characters in the game. You kind of get a little idea of each of their backstories. And I'll be honest, I was never really big into Spider-Man. I was always a Batman kid, hence my references to Arkham. But I knew like the back lore, like who Mary Jane was, who Aunt May was, Uncle Ben, all that stuff, and Green Goblin, who isn't in this game. But this game does a lot to kind of make you love the Spider-Man world. You kind of learn the differences between Peter Parker and Spider-Man, even though they're one and the same. And little by little throughout the game, people realize it's him, and he's like, "How long have you known?" And they're like, kind of forever almost. Now, this game, what's cool about the story is that the combat really makes the story. The cutscenes are awesome. The voice acting is awesome. It's not like cheesy superhero voice acting. It kind of feels like what it is. This is a like AAA game, PlayStation exclusive. And what I love, I think, the most, and I'm not going to really go into spoilers, but when you reach the end of the game, there definitely seems like there's going to be a sequel, which, for a masterpiece like this game deserves a sequel. Spider-Man on the PS4, like, it's really tough to talk about for the fact that it's just so good in so many different areas, and I think someone would have to actually play this game to experience it. The game, at no point, unless you're working on, like, the side quest, and by side quest, I mean, like, the faction crimes, because the actual side quests in this game are really cool. You meet a lot of different people, you meet a lot of Spider-Man characters, and just in general, this game is just, I mean, I'm really at a loss for words just talking about how awesome this game was. As I mentioned, I just beat it probably about 6-7 minutes ago as I'm doing this video, and wow. Insomniac Games, you hit it out of the park. If you guys have played Spider-Man for the PlayStation 4 before, leave your thoughts down in the comment section below. What did you think of it? What didn't you like about it? Are you excited for the sequel that's hopefully coming? I personally believe, and this is a little tough to say, that this might be the best superhero game I ever played. It's colorful, it's beautiful, it's humorous, but it also has that action that you would expect from a superhero game, guys. If you have not played this one before or yet, pick it up. Spider-Man on the PlayStation 4 is definitely probably going to be a contender for Game of the Year, if not the winner of Superhero Game of the Year, if that's even a category in the Video Game Awards. That's my thoughts on this game. Definitely worth the pickup. Go pick it up. Until next time, see you, bye.